Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is FinestXI, and today I have a question for you. Do you ever miss the old days of Tarkov when you could carry whatever you wanted with no overweight penalty? I know I do. Lucky for you, we have the M.U.L.E now. With this simple injector, you can relive the glory days for a whole 15 minutes. Let's talk about it. 12.7 is a massive patch filled with new content, and with it came the addition of Sanitar, the new shoreline boss, and a slew of new stimulants. We already have some pretty epic stimulants that let you run faster, run farther, carry more, regenerate health, etc. So any new weapons in the armory is a welcome addition in my opinion. This video is specifically going to brief you on the M.U.L.E stimulant, every Chad's new best friend. So what does it do? The M.U.L.E stimulant, or muscular ultra large exciter, is used to expand the body's ability before long marches. It allows the body to carry an increased weight for a long time. It has shown effectiveness in combat operations in areas where transport is not available. Authorized for use by Special Forces soldiers. Developed by Terra Group Labs, marked with the M.U.L.E. And it does just that, quite well and with, in my opinion, little to no penalty. So let's look at the stats. Use time 2 seconds, quick as the rest, and for the next 900 seconds or 15 minutes you have a 50% max weight limit. So if your max weight is normally 70 kilograms, it will shoot up to 105. This is pretty much the perfect answer to I have too much loot and can't carry it all. As you start piling on gear, your character gets closer and closer to max weight. As you approach max weight, you start to move slower, and after a certain threshold before max, you lose the ability to move and gain stamina at the same time. This, to put it lightly, sucks. It sucks for so many reasons. Basically, once you have a ton of loot, you're in more danger than ever. You become slow and clunky and have to stop constantly to catch your breath. This puts you at a much higher risk of getting picked off by a sneaky player scav. With the M.U.L.E, this is no longer the case. It basically lets you load up on a full backpack with 0 weight penalties because your new max weight is so much higher. Just like the old days of pre-weight system changes. This stim also has a hidden buff that I discovered, and it's kind of OP. It makes you want to come over to my Twitch stream and say hello. If y'all didn't know, I stream on Twitch a ton when I'm not making videos and would really enjoy your company. I'm also available to answer any questions you have and help you learn Escape from Tarkov a little better. Anyway, back to the video. So there is one downside to this stim, and like I said earlier, I don't think it's a huge deal. For the same 900 seconds you have the max weight increase, you also have a decrease in health regeneration, minus 0.01. So this actually means that your health is draining on its own, similar to a bleed, but you can't stop it. I know that sounds really bad, but I checked it out and it's really not. Here's the time lapse of the health loss. As you can see, by the end of the 15 minutes, I hadn't really lost too much health. I'm also assuming you can easily counteract this by taking a health regeneration stim like Propital. While I was filming this time lapse, I noticed something kind of odd. Damage taken plus 9% for 900 seconds. When the M.U.L.E was first introduced a few days ago, this debuff was not included, meaning they recently patched that in. I'm not surprised to see the new stims getting changed, as they've been nerfed already due to community backlash. Does this change how I feel about the M.U.L.E? Not really. The hope is that you take it once you finish all your fights and are ready to get out with your loot. So hopefully you won't get into another engagement, but if you do, you'll have to watch out for increased damage. For this next bit, I want to stack up the M.U.L.E stim against the old best way to get around overweight, the SJ6. The SJ6 was the go-to when you needed to move fast, but it does the job in a completely different way. The SJ6 is 4 minutes of increased stamina and stamina recovery. So it's not that it allows you to carry more, it just helps you fight the overwhelming penalties of being overweight. Whereas the M.U.L.E obviously increases your max weight by 50%. So now let's look at a run I did of me with a full kit and loaded backpack. I'm going to do this test on Shoreline and travel from Tunnel Extract to the Road to Customs Extract. I'll time my run with both stims and we'll see which one is better for the task of carrying tons of loot out of a raid. Starting with the run where I only used an SJ6, you can see this one was rough. It only lasts 4 minutes and it ran out less than halfway to my destination. Even with the increased stamina bar and recovery, there was no way I could fight off the crippling effects of being at max weight. It took me a total of 10 minutes and 8 seconds to finish the run. By the way, if you guys are enjoying this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and gets videos like this shown to the people who need them the most. Next, we have the M.U.L.E run, and I can't say enough good things about it. Not only was I able to get to my destination faster, I was able to do so while being more mobile and having no problem recovering stamina while moving. Not to mention the M.U.L.E lasts for 15 minutes, which is way more time than I needed to travel across the map. So if you happen to run into some unexpected detours along the way, you still have plenty of time to travel while under the effects of the stim. To be fair, I could have loaded up on even more loot with the M.U.L.E since I was nowhere near max weight. Like I said, I really can't say enough good things about this stim. The downside of the M.U.L.E being the health loss. Well, after running across the map, I had only lost 39 health. Really nothing I'd worry about, especially if I had a Propital to pop. I finished the run in 6 minutes and 45 seconds. So for fun, I wanted to do one more run while using both M.U.L.E and SJ6. As you'd expect, I was flying through with no issues and I finished the run in 6 minutes and 15 seconds. In my opinion, not really worth popping an SJ6 in combination with a M.U.L.E, at least not at the heavyweight I was at. It's not that the SJ6 is bad, it's far from it. In fact, when underweight, the SJ6 is actually better. You can run for miles. Under the effects of SJ6, stamina basically becomes nothing to you. Where it fails, however, is under the stress of weight penalties. The reason M.U.L.E is so good is because it vastly increases the max weight, removing those weight penalties by simply pushing them farther away. As if you needed more convincing about the M.U.L.E, I have one more amazing fact to share with you guys. At the time of this video, at least, you can get a M.U.L.E on the flea for about 25k versus the SJ6, which is as usual 60k. So there it is, the new M.U.L.E stim. I have a feeling I'll be keeping one of these in my gamma at all times for when I have a super successful raid and want to bring out all the loot. Before I go, I should also mention I have found these on Sanitar and his guards as well as in his stash. If you want a more in-depth guide on old Sani and his stash, I did just put out one for you to check out, link down below. Thank you guys so much for checking out another video. I hope this was helpful. Don't forget to come swing by the stream and say hello. I hope everyone has a wonderful day and I'll see you in the next one.